What's up, guys? Hope you guys had an amazing day so far. In today's video, it should be a nice, quick, short video. We're going to talk about the SPY, the NASDAQ, the IWM, and the crypto market. We're going to talk about a few other things as well. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. Nice little snaps. Number one, if you haven't noticed already, I'm streaming my day trading live every day. So if you're interested in watching me trade live with all of my commentary, minute by minute, I recommend you guys tune in. There's no one else in the entire space that's doing this right now for free. I'm the only one doing this for free. So if you guys want, I recommend you guys tune in. I'm going live on Twitch and on YouTube and all of the other social medias as well. You can talk to me. You could ask me questions as things are happening in the market. That's number one. Number two, there are a bunch of really, really great traders in the Discord server that are amazing traders. And in the Discord server is where we type out the trades. So if you can't tune into the live stream because you're at work or something like that, you can join the Discord server completely for free as well, where we type out the trades so it's easier for people to follow. So it's not just me alerting these trades. There's other people that are alerting trades as well, and they are really, really high quality traders as well. So if you want access to any of these guys or anyone, we're all open to answering questions. This is what we're doing. We're all sharing trades live completely for free in this Discord server. It's pretty amazing. So if you guys want access, the Discord server link and everything is going to be in the channel description, the bio, all that good stuff. So I recommend you guys get on the boat now. All right. Not one single person is doing this. Every single person that you look up to is charging you money monthly for the same information, if not less, way, way less in terms of trade quality, but they might be giving more one-on-one mentorship or like education. Aside from that, they are charging you money. It's nothing that we can't give you if you asked for it. So you have access to, there's hundreds of people in this Discord server. All of us work really, really hard and we all work together. We're constantly, the server is always, there's always conversations about like investing and trading and becoming better all throughout the day and night. So that's a free space where high quality minds are working together and bouncing ideas off of each other. So no one is charging money for any of that stuff. It's all, and it's completely good vibes. There's nobody that's causing any issues or anything like that. It's really, really beautiful environment. So don't forget that. Don't forget that what we're doing here and what you guys are defending elsewhere. All right. So that's all I want to say. Now let's get started with the video. All right. Now here's the chart of the SPY. You can see clearly that we closed and broke out of this uptrend, right? Very, very safe play would be to get into longer term puts for a month or two out as we close below the uptrend. And that has a very, very, very high success rate. So if you were to go long at the close today, as we close below this uptrend, very, very high quality trade, very high success rate trade. Cool. But the thing that I was looking at intraday as we were taking these trades was that 410.50 was holding as a very, very important level of support. They did not want to break 410.50. So they wanted to keep at that level essentially. And personally, I think that if 410 can break, then that's when things can get a bit more aggressive to the downside. But there's still a lot more layers of support to the downside. So as you can see, even if 410.50 breaks, for example, right? 409 is still a very big level of support as well. Then there's 407, and then there's 406. So that's why going short longer term is much, much easier, because then as you're falling lower, there's so many different smaller layers of support that can each hold their own. That's the problem. So we're in an uptrend, but there's been so much buying pressure that at each of these support levels, we can just continue bouncing and popping back up. So even if we fall down from 410 to 408, 408 can be an amazing support, and then just bounce intraday from 408. So that's why a lot of this right now is, if you want to go short, you have to have puts for longer term. But then many all of the intricate movements will happen intraday, and currently in the market environment, a lot of what's going on is happening intraday. So yeah, today, I mean, we should have been in a very, very bearish day today. We're breaking an uptrend, right? So not only on the SPY, we could take a look on the NASDAQ. Completely, obviously had a much worse day today. And the IWM also broke out of its uptrend as well. So the NASDAQ and the IWM are the biggest losers compared to the SPY. When they're weak, the SPY is also going to be weak. So to see that all of these guys are weak, they broke out of their diagonal uptrend, right? But they're holding vertical levels of support, which is much, much stronger in terms of technical analysis, because that's where a lot of order flow and everything is. So that's essentially what we need to see. If these layers of support can break, the main layer that would basically need to break is going to be like 406. And that would signify around the 38.2, or depending on what you're looking at, it would be around the 50% fib for this move to the upside. And that would signify even a healthy, unfortunately, if we did fall there and we held and we created some level of support, that would make for a very, very good longing opportunity. But it's going to be, say, for example, if the market falls to 406 in 2 days, right? We have a very big red day tomorrow where we fall to 406. How many people would be willing to go long? Not many. I'm sure many people would want to go short overnight once they see, oh my God, we broke the uptrend, we fell sharply down. But where did we fall sharply down to? We fell sharply down to a very strong level of support. So that's the issue here. Even intraday, as we fall sharply, what's been happening intraday is that we've been falling sharply down to support. And once we fall, that support holds and then we bounce. So the same concept can still happen on the daily chart, which makes timing the market for swings for the next few days a bit more tricky. Because specifically, even more so, tomorrow morning, we're going to have CPI data coming out. And I believe we have GDP data coming out on Thursday. So a lot can still happen this week. So hopefully we get more clarity intraday. But it's essentially what I want to see is post CPI. I want to see, is the market green or is the market red? All right. If the market is red, then it's safer to lean to the short side in terms of day trades. If the market is green after CPI data, then it's safer to assume that we can play to the long side, buy calls at support, and buy calls as it breaks above resistance. All right. Let's see if there's anything specific I can show you guys. So the one specific thing is that the NASDAQ still has, it's still technically in this uptrend. So the uptrend is still going to be intact as long as we remain above 313.60. That should be the equivalent of the SPY 406 potentially. So that is actually pretty interesting confluence there. So all eyes are going to be on the IWM and the SPY on the NASDAQ as well to see if we're still going to remain in some sort of a bullish structure moving forward. But really, yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say in terms of the stock market. We could take a look at the crypto markets. Obviously, Ethereum was one of the biggest losers today. Doesn't really look that spectacular. We could take a look at Bitcoin. We're still trading within this range here, essentially. And let's take a look here. We're sitting at a very important level of resistance, basically at 23.6. So 23,600. We need to get, I would want to see 2 closes above this level for us to continue on higher. So we only had 1 close and now we reversed right back down. What I want to see is if we can get another close above this level of resistance. If not, then we're most likely going to fall back down to this white trend line, which is around 21.5 to 22,000 by the time we fall down. All right. So aside from that, I mean, there's not much else to really look at in terms of equities. We can take a look at the VIX real quick. So the VIX obviously was falling down as the market was moving upwards. But today we had a bit of a move upwards, 2.26% green day, which means that there is volatility starting to enter the market, which means that there could be more downside on the SPY. All right, so pretty interesting things. Aside from that, not much else to look at. Silver and gold, I just really hate. But yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. There's not much else to talk about. If there are certain things that you guys want me to look at in the future videos, especially given the market dynamics of everything right now, I could also take a look at the dollar. The dollar is trading below this uptrend level. We have resistance at 106.53. And once more, we need 2 closes above. And if we could get 2 closes above, then that obviously should not be a great sign for equities. But what was basically happening was while the dollar was moving upwards, while I wasn't making videos, because the dollar and crude oil were both moving up in unison with the stock market, that basically triggered into the minds of banks and hedge funds that the Fed is going to have to make a pivot. So because the dollar and crude oil and everything were moving up together, it caused banks and hedge funds to realize that, okay, this should not be happening in a market. In normal, healthy markets, this should not be happening. So the fact that this is happening, it means that the Fed is going to have to either pause rates or they're going to lower the projected rate hikes that they had before. And then the Fed is basically going to become dovish. So because the dollar was showing strength alongside crude oil and the bonds and equities, that caused people to realize that equities was a better bet to buy that dip and to assume that the Fed is going to be more dovish. So currently the dollar is at resistance. It's showing weakness. All right. The bonds sort of look, there's not much going on with the bonds currently. What we want to look for on the bonds is ideally we want to see like strong direction, either up or down, and then that would create direction for us to look at in the stock market. So basically, choppy price action like this is not really that important. What I would rather see is like the bonds either closing above major levels of resistance or closing below major levels of support. That would signify a strong move out of the bonds. And usually the direction that we're headed at in the bonds is a good indication of where we're going to be headed at in equities. So with us just in the middle here, it's not that great of a sense of direction. All right, but regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure to let me know what you guys want me to go over. And I will. And I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.